Y&R the Restless spoilers reveal mysterious disappearance and hidden intrigue. The Abbott family's race against time in the volatile and unpredictable world of the Y&R the Restless. The Abbott family is facing a serious crisis. Traci, who has always been the center of family unity and warmth, suddenly mysteriously disappears, causing both Jack and Ashley to panic. In contrast to the family's constant worry and search, Alan, the villain they do not know, is planning to hide the terrible crimes he has committed, including kidnapping Traci to keep the secret of his shady relationship with Phyllis and Sharon. In a tense and risky situation, Jack faces growing suspicions about his sister's disappearance, while Alan, the villain, is following their every move. Jack's nightmare: losing contact with Traci. When Jack Abbott cannot reach Traci for an extended period of time, he feels a deep anxiety rising within him. Traci, with her gentle and outgoing personality, has been an important part of his life and the Abbott family's. No text, no phone call home. Everything has suddenly stopped. Jack feels uneasy, not only because of his sister's sudden disappearance, but also because he knows that in a world full of intrigue and danger, this could be a sign that Traci is in real danger. Jack's mood begins to become tense, and he can't stop thinking about why Traci hasn't been able to contact him. This anxiety becomes worse as the days pass without any sign of Traci, leaving Jack wondering, has she been drawn into a dangerous situation? This question leaves Jack confused and hurt, and he begins to feel that a great tragedy is taking place in the dark, which he cannot see clearly. Alan's wrath, the mysterious enemy and the evil plot. While Jack and Ashley are anxiously searching for Traci, Alan, a close friend of the Abbott family, has his own dark plans. Although he appears to be a friendly and somewhat gentle person, Alan actually carries dark secrets about his past. He is not only a trusted friend but also a criminal. His crimes against Phyllis and Sharon are beginning to be revealed. Alan not only intends to hide the terrible secrets about his relationship with Phyllis, but also has an even more evil plot: to kidnap Traci. This will help him hide all the terrible crimes he has committed and ensure that these secrets will never be exposed. By kidnapping Traci, Alan hopes to prevent any investigation and deflect suspicion from himself. But Alan's plan is not as simple as he thinks. Traci, although not a person who can be easily hurt, has always been a weak target in Alan's eyes, because she is the only one who can unravel the conspiracy he is hiding. A tense confrontation: Jack and the fading suspicions. As the events surrounding Traci's disappearance become more complicated, Jack begins to question Alan's actions. Although Jack has always believed in his friendship with Alan, he can't help but wonder if Alan is actually hiding something. Although Alan appears to be cooperative and willing to help in the search for Traci, his strange reactions when asked about Traci only make Jack more suspicious. During a tense conversation with Alan, Jack begins to question Traci's absence and whether Alan himself knows something he doesn't want to reveal. Jack tries to stay calm, but deep down, he senses something is different in the way Alan is facing him. Alan seems nervous and avoids when the story about Traci is brought up. This makes Jack feel that something is wrong, but he can't clearly determine whether Alan is behind everything. While Jack's suspicions grow, he also wonders if he might be making things worse. Is he making the wrong move by trusting Alan too much? Could Alan be hiding the truth about Traci's disappearance, or even creating a plan to fool everyone? Jack, despite having no clear evidence, begins to suspect that Traci's disappearance was not a random accident, but the result of a vast criminal conspiracy. As Jack's suspicions grow, Alan continues to build his story, trying to convince Jack that it was all an accident, or that Traci went on a trip without telling anyone. He insists that Traci went out to relax and didn't want to be bothered. However, even as Alan tries to soothe Jack with clever lies, the tension in their conversation cannot hide the unease and unanswered questions. Alan, the villain, continues to complicate things by trying to distract everyone from the truth. He cleverly deflects Jack's suspicions by changing the story about Traci and diverting the Abbott family's attention to other matters, creating a wall between them and the truth. But none of this can hide the fact that Alan is hiding a terrible secret, a secret that could change everything in the Abbott family's lives. Abbott family romance, trust and panic. With each passing day, Jack's anxiety grows. Traci's disappearance is not only a family tragedy, but also a sign that something dark is lurking in the shadows. Jack and Alan's relationship begins to strain as Jack realizes that the truth may be hidden. But can Jack unravel the truth before it's too late? Or will the Abbott family continue to be drawn into the dark plots that Alan has skillfully woven? This tension is not only a struggle for life and death, but also a battle between trust and doubt, between family love and deadly secrets. Every step Jack takes can bring him closer to the truth, but can also push him into a tangled mess from which he cannot escape. With Alan secretly carrying out his plan, the story of the Abbott family will become more complicated and full of tension. Can Jack discover the truth before it's too late? Or will he fall into a trap set by Alan? Dark secrets are coming to light, and the Abbott family will face unforeseen challenges. Secrets hidden in the night, the story behind Alan and Traci life in Genoa City is never short of tension and mystery. On The Young and the Restless, the clashes between characters not only revolve around relationships but also intertwine with dangerous conspiracies and secrets that need to be exposed. The story of Traci, Alan, Phyllis, and Sharon is a clear demonstration of the complexity of these relationships. While Traci finds unusual signs on Alan's phone, everything seems to fall apart and she begins to suspect everything around her. This is a story full of tension, hidden conspiracies, and an uncertain future ahead. Traci and the mysterious phone, uncovering the red flag. It all started when Traci accidentally picked up Alan's phone. Little did she know that the phone would lead her into a maze of secrets and dangers. When she opened the phone, Traci discovered a shocking image. Phyllis and Sharon were trapped in a dark room, with no help and no way out. This was a discovery that left her bewildered and worried, but she could not tell anyone, because she was afraid that if she did, she would face danger. In a private room, Alan looked at Traci, wondering about her actions while holding his phone. He cautiously asked Traci what she was doing with her phone. Traci, although feeling uncomfortable, did not want to offend Alan, so she promised that she was not nosy or had any bad intentions. However, she couldn't help but wonder what was going on. Traci decided to mention the strange warning sound she had heard throughout the conversation. She admitted that she was worried that her phone might explode or something. Alan, looking nervous, immediately apologized for his reaction. He explained that he didn't use his phone often because he was afraid it would get hacked, which made Traci even more confused. Alan not only explained why he didn't use his phone, but also insisted that he was always careful about information security. Despite Alan's concern and detailed explanation of why he didn't use his phone, Traci couldn't help but feel suspicious. The more curious she became about the phone and the strange events surrounding it, the more she felt that something was wrong. Was Alan really telling the truth? Or was it all just a show to hide a dark plot? Traci realized that something was wrong when Alan insisted that his phone could be hacked. She became even more distrustful of Alan's explanations, as he continued to dodge questions about the phone's origin and the pictures on it. Alan's anger seemed to increase as he began to yell at Traci about the questions she asked. The tension in this conversation made Traci feel like she was in real danger. Was Alan the man she thought she knew all along? Or is he just a scheming man hiding behind a perfect facade? When Traci points out that Alan texted her earlier, Alan tries to soothe her with a plausible explanation. He's just excited about their upcoming engagement. But Traci isn't so easily convinced. She still can't figure out why a phone would make such a strange sound, and why Alan reacts so strangely whenever she asks him questions. For her, Alan's explanations raise more questions than answers. From strange text messages to a dead-end relationship in a very strange turn of events, Alan begins to suggest that maybe identity theft would be fun to experience, especially since he claims to be a therapist. This makes Traci even more suspicious. Why would a therapist talk about identity theft like a game? Not only was this shocking, but it also made Traci feel like she was standing in front of a completely different person, someone she didn't know very well. Then there was another announcement about the gas being shut down in the area, which made Traci even more nervous. She wondered if this was some kind of strange hack that Alan was involved in. Questions kept popping up in her head, but she didn't know how to find out the truth without making Alan even angrier. The bitter end, the wedding and painful memories. As the conversation became tense, Traci decided to change the subject and started talking about the upcoming wedding. She brought up some ideas for the wedding, including going back to Paris, where they had many wonderful memories. The name Paris rang out, bringing back sweet memories in Traci's mind. However, the sudden change in her mood did not help relieve the tension in the air. The sweet feelings of a happy wedding can't seem to overshadow the anxiety of what's really going on with Alan and the secrets he's hiding. Danger lurking. Is Traci safe? This story is not just a clash of relationships, but also a fight for life and death. Traci begins to realize that she may be trapped in a dangerous situation with no way out, and that Alan, the man she trusted all this time, may be behind it all. Alan's inconsistent actions, repeated lies, and tense conversations show that things are not as they seem. Traci must quickly find the truth before it's too late, but can she escape this dangerous spiral? Alan's wrath could kill her at any moment, and in a world of secrets and intrigue, Traci must uncover the darkness herself to find the truth, even if it risks her own life. In recent episodes of The Young and the Restless, the main characters have faced difficult challenges, where love, forgiveness and mystery continue to be key factors in driving the story. From the emotional reunion between Phyllis, Summer, and Daniel, to the tension between Billy and Sally, all lead the audience to memorable turning points in the lives of these characters. Along with that, the story of Phyllis and Sharon, two women who were once rivals, now fighting together to regain their lives, makes the relationships even more complicated and emotional. Phyllis, Summer, and Daniel. An emotional and sincere reunion. When Phyllis returns home, she cannot help but be touched by the care and love that Summer and Daniel show her. Before dinner, Phyllis hugs Summer and Daniel, who have always been there for her through difficult times. It was not just a simple hug, but an expression of faith, of deep emotions that she could not express in words. Summer and Daniel both knew that their mother had gone through too much pain and trauma, and they were always ready to be by her side, sharing that burden. During the meal, Phyllis could not hold back her pain and began to recount what she had experienced. She remembered the pain of being poisoned, but she could not forget Sharon, who had saved her from a critical condition. Sharon, who had previously been Phyllis's rival, had acted as a friend by saving her life in a terrible situation. Phyllis shared that she had to perform CPR on Sharon, and from that moment on, their friendship began to change significantly. But Phyllis could not forget the nightmare she had faced, and she was determined to find out who was behind this. She insisted that whoever was behind it would pay, no matter what. Daniel, although sympathetic to his mother's pain, advises Phyllis to let the police handle the matter. He asks her to promise him that she will not act on her own, but will let the GCPD handle everything. Phyllis, although feeling insecure and having difficulty letting go, eventually agrees to Daniel's advice, as she understands that this is the only way to protect herself and her loved ones. Billy, Sally, and the confessions at the Abbott mansion. Meanwhile, at Billy Abbott's house, Sally Spectra is lost in thought. She cannot help but be confused by the decisions Billy has made. His dangerous affair with Phyllis makes her feel uneasy. Sally knows that Billy is the person Phyllis can trust the most in the current situation, but she cannot help but worry that he will be drawn into complicated and dangerous situations. Billy, though worried, also knew that he couldn't stand by when Phyllis needed help. He assured Sally that he would let the GCPD handle things from here, and that he would not interfere with the investigation any further. Relieved by Billy's promise, Sally kissed him, feeling reassured that things would be handled properly. However, when Phyllis arrived, Sally couldn't stay long. She left to give Phyllis a chance to talk to Billy alone. It was an emotional meeting, as Phyllis not only wanted to thank Billy for helping her survive, but also to express her concerns and wishes. Phyllis teared up as she said that Billy was the only one who could help her get her life back. She admitted that she needed Abbott Communications, the company she had devoted her life to recover and regain her confidence. Billy, though he feels that Phyllis needs time to heal, understands that continuing to work at Abbott Communications is what she needs to feel valued and not fall into a void. However, Billy cannot help but admit that he made a mistake by sending out the press release without Phyllis's name in it. Phyllis, though afraid that Billy is just pitying her, is adamant that he needs her to continue working for the company. A reconciled relationship, Billy and Phyllis. When Billy begs Phyllis for forgiveness, she immediately forgives him. She cannot be angry with him for long, because Billy saved her life, and that is something she will never forget. Phyllis hugs Billy emotionally, and they rediscover the connection they thought was lost. For Phyllis, Billy is not only a companion, but also someone who has helped her survive and face the difficulties of life. Her forgiveness is not just a passing of a small mistake but an affirmation that friendship and loyalty can overcome any challenge. As the story progresses, the relationships and mysteries become more complex. Phyllis, Summer, Daniel, Billy, Sally, and Chance are all at critical junctures in their lives. Friendship, love, forgiveness, and justice will not only motivate them to overcome their challenges, but also lead them to their ultimate liberation. While Phyllis and Sharon were once rivals, they must now rely on each other to overcome the challenges life throws at them. As for Billy and Chance, while they may face many hardships, one thing is certain: they will never give up on seeking justice and protecting the people they love. Meanwhile, mysteries await, and each character will face difficult decisions that could change their lives forever. A journey filled with tension and intrigue. From Martin Laurent, aka Alan Laurent, and Traci's mysterious journey to Paris, to Sharon Newman's return to life after being kidnapped, the plot leads the audience to confusing situations and dramatic confrontations between the characters in the Newman family. Alan Laurent and the mysterious journey to Paris. Alan Laurent, with dark intentions, planned a trip to Paris with Traci. This trip, although on the surface it seemed like a romantic vacation, was actually part of Alan's detailed plan. Traci, who had just found peace after the events in her life, had no idea that this trip would become the greatest danger she had ever faced. Alan not only wanted to gain Traci's trust, but also had personal calculations that few could have expected. Bringing Traci to Paris, the city of love and mystery, is the first step in Alan's grand plan. Does he really love Traci or just see her as a pawn in his game? This remains a mystery, but no one can deny the danger in Alan's next move. Chance and the important security footage. Meanwhile, Chance Chancellor is working hard to find important clues in the kidnapping of Sharon and Phyllis. As he monitors security camera footage from a nearby hardware store, Chance begins to notice some suspicious signs. These footage, if analyzed carefully, could lead to important conclusions that will help foil the kidnapping plot. He notices a strange man, possibly the mastermind behind the incident, appearing near the store area at the time Sharon and Phyllis were kidnapped. These clues, while vague, may be the key to unlocking the truth that Chance needs to bring the culprit to light. Chance's every step is full of challenges, and confronting the elaborate plots will not be easy. After being rescued, Sharon Newman cannot hide the mixed emotions in her heart. She seeks out Nick Newman to talk and share her worries about her children. Sharon admits that the memories of her captivity still haunt her. During that time, she felt the cold and sophisticated nature of the kidnapper, who seemed to know human psychology well and used extreme therapeutic methods to control her. It was a very strange form of psychology, making Sharon feel like she was being systematically manipulated. At the same time, Sharon is haunted by the feeling that she cannot protect her children from the dangers that can strike at any time. She asks Nick about how he has overcome difficult challenges in the past and reassures her children, whose safety she is concerned about. This is a conversation not only about past trauma but also about family bonding, as Nick continues to act as Sharon's protector and rock during this time. Nick also receives important information about Sharon and Phyllis Summers, that they are both trying to save each other's lives while dealing with the problems they are facing. The interaction between Sharon and Phyllis, who were previously bitter rivals, becomes an unexpected factor in resolving this crisis. The two have to work together in a harsh environment to find a way to survive. This not only proves their resilience, but also opens a new chapter in the relationship between Sharon and Phyllis, from enemies to allies in the face of death. Nick, as Sharon's protector, cannot avoid the storms in his heart. How can he help her when he himself is struggling with his own emotions? Will Sharon and Phyllis's partnership lead to a surprising change in their relationship, or will it just be a temporary reunion as life and death threaten them?